my lovelies, and welcome to scrapbook process video number 26. In this one I am using the beautiful first edition Wanderlust paper pad from Trimcraft. I was just showing you my 8x8 or 6x6, can't remember, paper pad there because I don't have a cover sheet for my 12x12 anymore, the reason for which you will see shortly. So I'm just trimming off about just over 1 centimetre off the edges of this pink background paper I've chosen, the reason again for which you will see shortly. I've chosen that background paper just because it's, you know, it's kind of basic and subtle but very pretty, just that sort of pink mottled effect. The other side is really pretty as well. It has this like sort of subtle chevron pattern going on, but because I was going to do a load of packaging technique, as you can see is happening already, I decided that mottled one would work better. So the first spray I used was Mr. Huey's, and I can't remember the name of it. Whoops, it's a pink something. Then we've got Heidi Swap Colour Shine, I said that weird, Colour Shine in the bright pink, then Colour Shine in the blush, and now I've caught up with myself, well done me. So yeah, I'm just using the packaging technique with that, just going all over the place, letting them run into each other, just creating this cool sort of mottled effect with lots of different sort of shades of pink. And now I'm cleaning up because I am messy and get things everywhere. And then that there is some copper Ocaldo ink. I've used this in many videos, so you probably have heard me say this before, but it's the Ocaldo drawing ink mixed in a 50-50 ratio to water, and then you just shake it up in the bottle and there you go. And I'm adding quite a lot of this one just because it's actually showing up quite well on video, but in real life it kind of blends in quite a lot. And then, so once that was dry, I did some embossing. Now, you can sort of see the embossing I did on the area where I'd done the packaging technique. And that went wrong because I didn't wait long enough for the background to be dry. So it went horribly, horribly wrong. So I just instead pretended that didn't happen. It does create this sort of really nice glittery background effect. But anyways, I did emboss that butterfly in the bottom left corner in this gorgeous copper embossing powder that I have. So yes, what I'm doing here is I'm just backing the piece because it had got really warped with all that ink on it. In hindsight, I should have put some clear gesso on it, but yeah, I'm just backing it with that very dark navy blue paper from the same paper pad. But then I decided to gut that paper because I wanted to use it to back my photo as well. So then but then I realised, you know, that wouldn't give it the sturdiness needed to make the paper not wrinkly. So then I just grabbed a bit of, you know, just a random piece of 12x12 cardstock that I didn't really like and just backed it on that as well. So yes, and then I used my ruler just to sort of smooth it out is what I was doing there. So my photo, which I haven't really spoken about, is just a picture of me in my absolute favourite place in the entire world. It's in the Yorkshire Dales. It's about 1 mile or 2 outside of a little village called Reeth, and it's this stream that my family and I just love. It's just the most beautiful place on the planet, and we love it. So for backing that photo, again, I'm using that cardstock that I had gutted from the 12x12, and I'm just embossing this butterfly stamp just kind of randomly, again in the copper embossing powder that I used before. And I've left all of this footage in where you see the powder heat and change colour, just because it really does it for me. That, just look at that changing colour into that gorgeous copper. That is delicious. Look at that. Oh, paper crafter's dream, that. Anyways, so yes, I just did a load of those on there. I wanted like, I don't know, there's a little hints of like the copper foiling in this collection. I just wanted to sort of do the same in the scrapbook layout, just have a little hint of it. So that's why I did it on both the little butterfly in the bottom corner and on my backing paper as well. So when I cut this, what I did was do very small amounts at a time because, you know, you can always cut more off but you can't put it back on, kind of thing. So I kept checking about how much to have, and I thought maybe I'd have a little bit more on one edge because it was stamped really nicely on that edge, and then I thought, no, that looks stupid. So yes, I did it slowly. So if your backing paper or whatever you're matting your photo with is something you're really fond of or something you put work into, like the embossing there, then yeah, just cut it a bit at a time rather than just slicing loads off at once, just in case. So though all those bits I'm playing with at the moment are all fussy cut from the 12 by 12 paper pad, and you can see down the bottom there the title Wanderlust, and that is why I do not have a cover sheet on my 12 by 12 paper pad. It's because that is also fussy cut. That's like the title from the title page, so I thought I would use that, and it was super easy to fussy cut, so I was like, yeah, I'm using that as a title. And as I said, all these other bits are fussy cut as well. There are 3 glittery butterflies that were from the front cover sheet as well, and then all the other butterflies are kind of the pearlescent, yes, that's definitely the word. And there's a couple of glittery hearts and foiled hearts as well, which will come out later, which were also from the front cover. But yes, so I know it seems mad that I've got all this fussy cutting done. I have probably done more than I need, but I just, you know, sometimes when I'm not actually actively crafting, if I'm watching TV or something, that's when I do my fussy cutting, and sometimes I often end up doing way more than I need to. But yes, anyways, so I'd put quite a lot of tape on the back of my sort of photo cluster there, partially because when it's going on to a mixed media background, you do need a bit extra adhesive, but also if you're going to put stuff behind and on top of it like I'm doing right now, it's a good idea to have the sort of the adhesive ready there, because then you don't have to put extra on, you just flop it on. And yes, I did accidentally kind of stick some butterflies to that, but I peeled them off, they're fine. So once I was happy with all that, I put more adhesive on the bits that I'd stuck on, and then I've just put in a little bit of Pritt Stick on the edge bits, the ones that like I can't really put the double-sided tape on, but just, yes, helping them stick down, because otherwise they start to curl up at the corners where there's no adhesive there. But yes, anyway, so I'm just going back in with more of the little embellishments and stuff. Why I stick some down with tacky glue and some down with double-sided tape, I do not know. I have no answer for this at all. I just don't know. I have no, who knows how and why my mind works as it does. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. That's just the Hobbycraft own brand tacky glue, and it's actually really, really good. So yes, nice and cheap. So for putting down my title, I wanted it sort of there slightly going over the photo, like on the L and the T, but that like was trapping some space there. I don't know if that makes sense. Like between the L and the U of the word Wanderlust, it traps some space. So I decided to put some more embellishments down there so it wasn't the trap space anymore, if that makes sense. If you don't know what the whole scrapbooking trap space thing is, then I'm making no sense at the moment, and I have not got time at this present point to explain it, but hopefully you kind of have a rough idea with what I mean. And I'm doing it over on the left side there as well, because yeah, it just looked wrong when there was just little bits of pink behind the title. There needed to be the flowers behind the little gaps in the letters. I'm barely making sense to me, so who knows what I'm coming across to you guys as. Anyways, putting more tacky glue to stick that one down. Sometimes I would put double-sided tape on, like really, really thin stuff, but I really couldn't be bothered to do that. So yes, you do have to kind of hold it on for a minute though, to keep that on there. So I decided to use little glittery butterflies around my little embossed one. So there's kind of like a little corner of embossedness and glitteriness and whatnot. And I'm just sticking the butterflies on there with glue dots. Or the butterfly up there as well that's kind of sticking out from the embellishments. Those are ones I've fussy cut, and they're not like whole butterflies. So that's why they're going underneath as well, because, you know, you're tricking. It's a trick. They're not whole butterflies, but you can't tell. Anyways, yes, more butterflies. Again, these are all fussy cut from the paper pad. I have so many of these, it's ridiculous. Just doing one of the sheets, I've probably got 100 at least. So yes, I was quite funny about what colours went where on this one with the butterflies, and now I'm looking at it, I kind of wish there was another blue one on there. Anyways, those little hearts I mentioned before, those are from the cover sheet. They're glittery, and there's a couple of foil ones as well. I just thought I might as well, while I was cutting out that title, use those as well. So on they go there. Now here is something that is not obviously from the paper pad. Those are the Tim Holtz Small Talk stickers. So I just put in one down there, and then I went with the what are they called, Chit Chat. I think I might be getting those the wrong way around, but you get the idea. But yes, just putting a couple of those down there because I always like the way those look on layouts, really. I know those little embellishments there say Christmas pearls, and it's not Christmas at all, but you know, they're just pearls. Actually, because they were Christmas pearls, there's a slight yellowishness to them, which actually works really, really well in this layout. I don't know if you can tell, but yes. Oh, look, there's my little Nuvo drops swatch book thingy. Just checking that because they do look very different in the bottle as they do once they're dry. So I'm going in with the Nuvo drops in Copper Penny and then in Rhubarb Crumble. The mix I've done in this layout of the copper and the really, really bright pink is not something I would ever think of doing before, but I'm actually really, really loving that mix. It just, yeah, it's new to me, but I like it a lot. But I'm just finishing with splattering some more ink, the copper again, and I think I go with the Colour Shine in the bright pink. It's called Rose, maybe? I'm not sure. Just, it's a very bright pink. And because with the bright pink, I accidentally put it over the Tim Holtz stickers. And then I was like, oh, actually, that kind of looks pretty good when you put it over those stickers. So then I got the copper back out again and did it more splatters over the stickers there, just because I think it looks pretty cool. So it's a very splattery kind of bitty layout with all those embellishments, the Nuvo drops and the pearls and the splatters and everything, but I am kind of proud of it. I do like this one. The colours aren't my usual thing, but I am really, really loving them. So there we go. I am finished. Thank you as ever so much for watching, and I will catch you all real soon. Bye.